Hello and welcome back. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I've put a podcast out. I've been a little bit busy. I've had a few bits going on. And do you know what? It's been another little issue that actually I don't think I'd realised until just now. And I'm going to start with that. I'm going to be fair. It's something that I hadn't actually realised myself until the last hour when I've sat and tried to record this episode. And I've been sat doing, I must have done 25 or 26 attempts at recording this show. My confidence was absolutely shot to pieces. Genuinely, do you know what? I don't know why, but I was finding it so tough to sit and record this episode. And actually, I'm wondering if that might be why I didn't record last week as well. Maybe last week I just put it off and I put it off and I put it off. So, in all fairness, what I want to start with today is talking about confidence because it's very easy to be a confident person to everyone else, but internally, that confidence isn't actually there. And to be fair, I think at times that's kind of where I've been. Um, I can't really explain what's happened, but something happened literally 5 minutes ago, maybe 5 minutes ago, that made me realise actually, do you know what? I can do this. I enjoy doing this. I love doing this. And it made me sit and think, do you know what? Maybe I'm kind of half decent at doing this. I'm not fantastic. I'll never say I am, but maybe I've got a bit of an idea what I'm doing. And when confidence goes, it's very difficult to know how to bring it back. Sometimes it can take the most innocuous thing to make it click back into place. And genuinely, I think that's what's just happened to me. I'm going to be straight. I think it is. Now, there is going to come a time very soon where I can explain what has actually just happened. At the moment, I can't. But it is massively positive. I'm going to be straight with you. It's hugely positive. For me personally, it's one of the biggest things that's happened to me in a long time. And I'm going to be honest, I actually, it's made me want to sort of jump up and down and whatever. I'm going to be honest, it really has. It's made me want to sort of scream from the rooftops in a really good way. So bear with me on that one. There is going to come a time very soon where I can explain. Currently, I can't. Apologies for that, but it will come. Trust me, it will come. Coming away from the confidence thing, because at the end of the day, I don't want to go too deeply into that. It is very much a case of that was something I had to get out there purely and simply because of what's just happened. Now, all I can say is my confidence is back. It really is back. I am chomping at the bit now for things going forward. There's a few bits and pieces that I'm going to talk about today. You'll have to bear with me because I have actually written them down. I've not scripted this episode at all, but I've written them down because I'm going to be honest, my memory has been a little bit poop the last few days. It really hasn't been great at all. So I've written down, so please bear with me. I will get there. I'm going to start with a massive positive. Friday just gone, myself, Lisa and my dad, we went to a quiz night at a local football club. Now, going to that quiz night, I was really looking forward to it. I didn't know what to expect or anything else. I mean, I've not been at a quiz night since I was really young. And even then, obviously, being as young as I was, didn't really take part in it as such. But we got there. The atmosphere was fantastic. Honestly, it was brilliant. There was people there that were just friendly and nice. It was lovely. I really did enjoy it. Some of the questions were quite taxing on the old brain, but between the three of us, we did really well, a lot better than I was expecting. And we actually came joint first with four other teams, and it went to a penalty shootout basically to try and win the lot. Well, we came second on penalties. The final question was about the length of the Titanic when it was a newly built ship. And we weren't too far away, but there was another team that got the answer exactly. And do you know what? It was great, honestly. It was brilliant. To have our name called out as second place. I was sat there thinking, how the did we manage to do that? Honestly, it was unreal. I was so chuffed. Really, really chuffed. And the be all and end all was just a quality night. A really, really good night to get out and about, to do something a bit different. So we've been to comedy nights, we've been to music shows, but to do something a bit different was great. Really was thoroughly enjoyable. And actually, I can't wait for the next one. We're told there's going to be race nights and all sorts. Well, I'm up for it. I'm totally up for it. Like I say, it was just fun. And it beats sitting indoors doing nothing, doesn't it? Let's be honest. Because when you're sitting indoors doing nothing, the old brain sort of kind of wilts away a little bit. And there's not much on the telly these days. The telly's rubbish. You kind of skip through channel after channel after channel. And at the end of it, you think, well, I'm just going to have to watch this, that, or the other just so there's something to watch. So, yeah, getting out, absolutely all for it. Spot on. Yeah, brilliant night. Can't wait to do something like it again. I'll be keeping my eye out. As I've mentioned, memory issues. I've been having quite a few of them. I'm going to be fair. As I say, I've not recorded a podcast now. I've not put one out for a couple of weeks. Now, yes, the confidence part has got something to do with that. But at the same time, I've been sat here trying to rack my brains on how I've been the last couple of weeks, what I've been up to, all of that sort of stuff. And I actually can't tell you. I really, really can't tell you what happened a week ago in terms of that. I'm actually struggling with the memory stuff. I'll be straight. I'm still taking my lion's mane tablets, but at the moment, I don't think they're having any effect at all. That's me being as straight and honest as I can be. Currently, I don't think they're working in the slightest. When I finish the current pot, I'm going to take a bit of time off of them to see if that makes a difference. I'll give it a month, maybe 2 months, and then try them again, see if we can get back to where I was when I first started taking them, because at that point it was brilliant, absolutely superb. But yeah, I mean, I can't sit here really and tell you what happened to me a week ago in terms of MS-based stuff. I really can't, unfortunately, because I just can't remember it. And I don't want to tell you stuff that just I don't know if that was the case or not. So apologies for that. But as we know, with MS, memory issues can be a problem. And that's currently where I am with regards to that. What I will say, on a positive note, and again, this is really positive, it's been probably best part of 3 weeks now that I've had full feeling in my right foot. And that hasn't been like that for so long, it's unreal. It really hasn't. So it's kind of exciting me a little bit. I'm going to be fair, it really is kind of exciting me a little bit. Don't get me wrong, the foot drop is still as bad as it was. That's not going to change. I know that. I'm fully aware of that. That's not a problem at all. In terms of anything else, it's not going to make a difference. But it's nice to be able to feel that foot, and it's giving me the hope that all things being well, I can get my medical driving license and start trying to push to do my theory test, and then hopefully start pushing towards passing my practical driving test. Because let's be fair, I'm 40 years old. I want to drive. I really do want to drive. Um, so fingers crossed, that might be an option. That might be an option. I'm really hoping so because, again, it would be positive. It's that word again. No, it really would be fantastic. So fingers crossed. As long as that stays as it is, I don't see any reason at all. I really don't see any reason at all that I can't do that. Um, Again, positivity. It's that word again. Today, myself and Lisa came out, and as I say, where I'm sat now is one of our brick sheds. Now, okay, it's a brick shed, but there's a corner of it that I've turned into my recording studio for when I'm doing this. When I'm doing my gaming streaming, I do a lot of my social media work out here because it just saves everyone in the house listening to me doing all of that sort of stuff and me going, shh, I need a bit of silence while I'm doing this. It's their house too. They deserve to be doing whatever they want to do. It's not a problem. So yeah, we've come out and we've cleared it out, and I tell you what, it feels different. It genuinely feels different. I'm sat here and I'm not cramped. I feel calm. I feel relaxed. It's amazing. Absolutely superb. And I've got certificates out that I've had and done. I've got other bits and pieces laying about that just kind of make it my office, my studio, and it's amazing. I can actually get my legs under the table. So the way I'm sat now, for those of you that are watching on YouTube, you'll see it's probably a slightly different setup. I've got my microphone in front of me. I've got the pop filter on it. The camera's slightly more elevated, and that's because I can get closer to the table. And yeah, it feels good. It looks good. And from my point of view, it's making it a bit more comfortable for me. So again, positivity. I love that word. I absolutely love that word. I'm going to be honest. I really do. On top of that, I've been going to the gym, and going to the gym really is helping. Now, going to the gym's helping two ways. Firstly, it's helping physically. I want to keep my weight down, and that is happening, which is fantastic. I'm not doing massive amounts of exercise. I'm currently doing 20 minutes on the sit down cross trainer, which, okay, I mean, 20 minutes is not long, but for me, that actually is. That's a lot. I've probably been going to the gym 2 weeks, and I started out at 12 minutes, and I've already got myself to 20. Come on now, that is fantastic. Does it hurt? Yes. But does it hurt to the point of actually it's not sensible? No, no, it doesn't. It just gets me to the point because I always stop before I get to my line of too much. I just, it makes no sense to get there. So once I've done the cross trainer for 20 minutes, I then go and do the leg extensions. Now, the leg extensions, I'm probably doing about 15 kilos, so not a massive amount at all. But I tend to do about 20 reps. Now, again, my legs start to burn when I'm doing that, and I'm not talking your sort of standard type burn where you're in the gym, you're pumping iron and whatever else, you start feeling the burn. No. This is, you can feel it's a nerve thing. And it does feel different. I'll be totally straight. It's hard to explain it, but it does actually feel quite a bit different. So what I tend to do, I'll do a block of 10 reps. I'll stop for a minute or two. Then I'll do 5 more reps. And then I'll stop for another minute or two. And then I'll do another 5. Because if I was to do, and again, it might sound a bit daft. If I was to just do two straight blocks of 10, I think it would be too much. I think I'd be pushing myself to a limit where it's just not sensible to go. But doing it the way I'm doing it, when I finish doing that exercise, I get off and I'm under my limit and I'm able then to move on to something else. Now, they tend to be the only 2 leg exercise I'm doing, purely and simply because, as I've said millions of times on this podcast, my legs actually are the biggest issue by a long way, by a very, very long way. And I do have my FES machine on while I'm in the gym, and then I'll put it on pause so it stops sending the signals down while I'm actually on an apparatus, which is necessary because I don't really want to have my legs coming up and getting zapped all the time because that just wouldn't be particularly nice, would it? Let's be straight. So yeah, I mean that's where that is, and again it's working. And once I've finished doing the leg exercise, I go on to the upper body. Now, doing the upper body, I love it. Absolutely love the feeling of it. I'm going to be honest with you. Again, does it hurt? Yes. And is it neuropathic pain? Yes. I'll be straight. It is. It's not the sort of pain. I mean, I have lifted weights in the past. It's a totally different feeling. I do know the difference between the two. And what I will say, what I will make a point of, is there is such a big difference between the 2 types of pain. But again, it's not a pain that's too much, if that makes sense. It's not a pain where I'm overdoing it or anything else. No, it's nothing like that. Like I say, I'll say it again, I do not push myself over my limit because it ain't sensible to do. But yeah, I mean, I'll do 3 different types of upper body workout, and I feel so good when I've done it. I really do feel so good. And again, this is where I'm going to come on to the other side of it. Physically, it's fantastic. It really is amazing. Mentally, it's different class. I go into that gym, and a couple of times I've gone in there and I've been feeling a bit down and a bit meh. The second I come out after doing that stuff, I feel amazing. I genuinely feel fantastic. I feel like I've achieved something. I feel like I'm heading in the right direction. It is just awesome. Absolutely awesome. And again, that's something that my advice to anyone out there that maybe is umming and ahhing about it, as long as you stay under your limits, you will know your limits. You'll know where you can and where you can't get to. Stay under them. If you do that, if you stay under your limit, it actually might help you. It actually might help because, like I say, for me personally, mentally, it's amazing. Like I say, I have reached out for help with my mental health, and I'm still having meetings with a mental health worker. They're going well, and I'm kind of getting somewhere. I'm going to be honest, but genuinely, doing that, it just makes me feel so good. It really does, and I would strongly recommend it to anyone that is able. And maybe I'm in an R about whether they want to. Give it a go. Give it a go. I would like to think that actually you'll get some positives out of it. That's kind of where I want to leave the gym aspect of it. And lastly today, what I want to talk about, 4 weeks today, and at this time of night, I'm recording this, it's 8:15 in the evening. So 4 weeks from now, I will have jumped out of an aeroplane. I am so excited about it. I just can't explain. I am genuinely, genuinely excited. Don't get me wrong. Do I think when I'm up in that plane at 10,000 feet and they go, right, okay, it's your turn, do I think that I might get a bit twitchy? Absolutely. But that ain't going to stop me. I'm jumping out of that plane. If once I'm up there, once I'm up at 10,000 feet, there's only one way I'm coming out of that plane, and that is with the instructor attached to me, and we free fall to terminal velocity for 5,000 feet, and the cord gets pulled, and we start coming down nice and slowly. That's the only way I'm getting off that plane. Fact. I'm so excited. I really am. I can't wait. I really, really can't wait. And I don't want to keep over-egging it, but genuinely, the sooner it comes round, the better. Fact. The sooner it comes round, the better. I've still got on my website, mikesmsjourney.com, I've still got a bit on there for MS fundraising. If you are able, please feel free, jump on there. And even if it's the smallest little amount that you can safely afford, I'd be incredibly grateful if you can donate it. I really would. As I say, mikesmsjourney.com, and there's a bit on there, MS fundraising. Be incredibly grateful. Really would. Well, that's where I'm going to leave it for this week. Thank you all very much for listening. And as I say, this actually was a really difficult episode to record until something has just happened. You will know about that very soon. That is a promise. And it is something that will be kind of worldwide. Yeah, I know. Anyway, have a good week. I will speak to you all soon. Bye-bye.